The 1031 exchange is such a critical program. There's so much misinformation out there about how that functions, where it functions. All the time I'm talking to clients, like they're worried about making a huge profit on their flip because they're fearful that they're going to have to pay a large portion of it to the federal government.
I'm curious, what's been the biggest frustration for yourself or clients when it comes to capital gains tax and or the 1031 exchange over all of your experience with real estate in all the years?
You know, starting with the capital gains tax, the IRS is just a problem. I think it's just always going to be a problem. And obviously what you're offering out there, giving some solutions to give those guys less money, I think that's a blessing. And I thank you for that vision, because Lord knows we need more of that, because man, I'm tired of paying those guys. The 1031 exchange is such a critical program. There's so much misinformation out there about how that functions, where it functions. All the time I'm talking to clients, like they're worried about making a huge profit on their flip because they're fearful that they're going to have to pay a large portion of it to the federal government. Well, as you well know, Brent, you set this up properly with a 1031 exchange. Yes, you have to reinvest the money, but keep in mind, my objective is to help you build wealth. You want to reinvest that money, and you want to reinvest that money at the lowest possible capital gains tax rate that you can. Otherwise, the government's getting a piece of the action and your freedoms are going to take longer to obtain, right? So the struggle that I face really, Brett, is helping people to understand the 1031 program. There's a ton of misinformation out there. I love the idea of being able to refer them to you as an expert in that field and having people have the benefit of it. It's not that difficult. Don't mind me saying. It just requires a great deal of understanding how that program works and setting it up properly in the early stages of acquisition to make sure you can benefit from it later. But the right custodian is critical, and the right information is a big part of it. So thank you for providing that.
100%. And by the way, just to clarify, we also, we actually focus on the deferred sales trust, which is an alternative to 1031, which eliminates the timing restrictions, but we also help people navigate the 1031 as well, because we are brokers and we work with QI companies to figure out what the best option may be. Because sometimes it is the 1031. Like if you find a deal makes sense, man, go for it. Yes. But if you're running out of time, the deal doesn't make sense, right? Perhaps it's either better to either pay the tax or use a deferred sales trust to defer the tax and reinvest at any time. We call that optimal timing by partnering with the trust. It's a unique way. A long time ago, Donny, I learned about this at Marcus and Millichap. You know, we thought we were the Navy SEALs of investment, real estate, multifamily investments, and 1031 exchanges. But then the market fell apart, right? And all of a sudden we saw clients for the family lose half or everything. And we're like, there's got to be a better way. And then we learned about this deferred sales trust, not to be confused with the Delaware statutory trust, which is just another form of a 1031. And it works for businesses, which a 1031 doesn't work for. It works for cryptocurrency. It works for high-end primary homes. Of course, it works for investment real estate. It works for stock. And what's amazing about it, Donny, is you can exit the asset, defer all the tax, and then you can invest it back into real estate, all tax deferred. So it's kind of like creating 1031s in different asset types to get into real estate and get into a fix and flip business. So if people want to learn more about this, you can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. We got a free ebook you can download. You can also check out our YouTube channel, Capital Gains Tax Solutions.